The sky above Christophsis burned orange. Blaster fire cracked through the blue crystal city, and clone troopers dug into the rubble, holding the line against a sea of battle droids. Anakin Skywalker stood at the center of it all. Dust coated his robes. His lightsaber hummed at his hip. Beside him, Obi-Wan Kenobi watched the horizon with a tired frown. "Reinforcements are late," Obi-Wan muttered. "Reinforcements are always late," Anakin shot back. Then the gunship came. It dropped from the smoke-choked sky and landed hard on the cracked plaza. The ramp hissed open, and out walked a girl, small, orange-skinned, confident, maybe 14 years old. "I'm Ahsoka Tano," she said, marching straight up to him. "Master Yoda sent me. I'm your new Padawan." Anakin blinked. "My, what?" She stuck out her hand to shake his. He reached out, half-loathing, ready to send her right back to Coruscant. Their fingers touched, and the galaxy shattered. Fire, he saw fire. Leva rivers boiling under a black sky. A scream tore through his throat, his own scream. He felt his legs burn away. He felt his lungs fill with smoke. A red blade flashed in the dark. Children, younglings, dead at his feet. A woman in white weeping. "You're breaking my heart, Anakin." Padme dying, then the mask. The black mask, the cold, hissing breath. His breath. "I am your father." Anakin staggered back. His vision swam. His heart pounded against his ribs like a war drum. Ahsoka was still standing there, still smiling, still alive, still innocent. She tilted her head. "Master, are you okay?" He couldn't speak. He couldn't breathe. He had just lived an entire lifetime in the span of a handshake, and every second of it had been a nightmare. He looked down at the child in front of him, his Padawan. The one he would one day fail. The one who would walk away from the Order because of him. And somewhere deep in the back of his mind, a cold, mechanical voice whispered a single word. "Snips." Anakin's hand closed slowly into a fist. The war had just begun, but for him, it had already ended once before, and this time he was going to change everything. The air burned his lungs. The first time in 20 years, Darth Vader was breathing on his own. No mask, no hiss of machinery, no fire in his bones. He looked down and saw two human hands, pale, whole, alive. "No," he whispered, "this is a trick." But the Force did not lie. It pulsed around him, younger, brighter, untouched by the shadow he had cast across the galaxy. He knew this feeling. He had not felt it since the Clone Wars. Then he saw the sky, twin suns, golden, cruel, familiar. Tatooine. Vader staggered back, his mind raced through impossible math. The Emperor's experiment, the wound in the Force on Exegol, the blinding light, and now, this. He had been sent back. Decades back, before Mustafar. Padme, before the suit. A voice cut through the heat. "Are you all right, friend? You look lost." Vader turned slowly, and his heart, his real, beating heart, stopped. Standing there, robes dusted with sand, lightsaber at his hip, was a young Jedi. Auburn hair, calm eyes. Padawan braid swinging at his shoulder. Obi-Wan Kenobi, not the old hermit, not the man on Mustafar, a boy, barely 20, smiling with the kindness Vader had spent a lifetime trying to forget. You don't know me," Vader breathed. "Should I?" Obi-Wan tilted his head. "I'm Padawan Kenobi. My master and I are passing through. You seem hurt." Vader's hand twitched toward a lightsaber that wasn't there. One strike, one moment. He could end Obi-Wan Kenobi here, and erase his own destruction before it ever began. His fingers curled into a fist, and in the distance, a second figure stepped off a transport ramp. Qui-Gon Jinn had arrived. The cantina was loud, the galaxy was young, and Anakin Skywalker was a ghost wearing his own face. He sat in the shadows, hood up, hands trembling. Force whispered her name before his eyes ever found her. Ahsoka. She walked in like she always had, chin high, montrals proud, twin sabers swinging at her hips. Not the warrior of Malachor, not the rebel of Lothal. This was his Snips, 16, sharp-tongued, alive. His chest cracked open. "Hey," she said, sliding into the booth across from him. "You're the one who sent the coded message. My master said it was urgent." Anakin couldn't speak. He just stared. He had killed Jedi younger than her. He had hunted her across stars. He had let her believe he was dead. And now, here she was, trusting a stranger, trusting him. "Ahsoka," he said quietly, "listen to me very carefully." She tilted her head. "Do I know you?" No. His voice broke. But I know you, and I know what's coming. He leaned forward, eyes burning. There's an order coming. Number 66. The clones, your clones, will turn on the Jedi. Rex will save you. But the rest, he swallowed. The rest will burn. Ahsoka's hand drifted toward her saber. Who are you? Someone who failed you. His golden eyes flickered, and for one breath, they were blue again. I won't fail you twice. Outside, Boots marched Imperial scouts. Decades too early, the timeline was breaking. And Darth Vader had just chosen a Padawan over the Sith. He moved like a phantom across the galaxy. No name, no rank, no mask. Just a hooded figure who always knew too much. On Sereno, Count Dooku poured wine in his private chamber. He never heard the door open. He never saw the blue blade ignite. One clean strike, and the architect of the Clone Wars fell before Geonosis ever burned. The Sith plan cracked at its foundation. On Coruscant, a data chip slid across Master Windu's desk. No sender, no message, just coordinates. Battle plans, separatist ambushes, Trade Federation funding lines, Sidious's shell companies. Who is feeding us this? Windu growled. Yoda closed his eyes. A storm, this is. A storm that knows our future. And on a quiet outpost near Christophsis, Ahsoka Tano received new orders. She would not be assigned to Master Skywalker. She would not march on Mortis. She would not stand trial for a bombing she did not commit. Instead, she trained. She grew. She lived. She never knew the hooded stranger watched her from the rooftops every single night. Stay alive, Snips. Anakin whispered into the wind. Just stay alive. But the Force was not silent. Far away, in a red-lit chamber on Coruscant, Darth Sidious felt the wound. His apprentice dead, his war slipping, his chosen one missing. His yellow eyes snapped open. There is another player on the board, he hissed. Find him. Break him. Bring him to me. Alive. The hunter had just become the hunted. And somewhere in the dark, a young senator named Palpatine smiled, because the game had only just begun. In the red shadows of 500 Republica, Sheev Palpatine stood by the window. The Force whispered to him, and it whispered wrong. His Anakin, the angry boy, the desperate slave, perfect weapon, was changing. The young Jedi smiled too little, asked too few questions, walked into rooms already knowing the answers. He knows, Palpatine breathed. Somehow, he knows. He turned to his hidden communicator. Lord Tyrannus is dead. Lord Maul rots in exile. I require new hands. A hologram flickered. A pale woman with crimson tattoos bowed low. Asajj Ventress, my lord. Kill the Jedi cleanly. Palpatine purred. But Skywalker, I want him broken. Take what he loves. Make him watch. Then he moved faster than fate itself. He whispered to the Senate. Fear of pirates. Fear of Mandalorians. Fear of the unknown stranger killing separatist leaders. Emergency powers passed in weeks, not years. He arranged a chance meeting with young Padme Amidala, a dinner, a smile, a senator's blessing. The romance the Jedi forbade was suddenly encouraged, and in a dream, Palpatine reached through the Force itself and showed Anakin his mother on Tatooine, bleeding, screaming, dying. Anakin shot up in bed, sweat pouring down his face. No, he gasped, not again, not this time. He grabbed his cloak, he grabbed his saber, he ran for his ship. He had sworn to break the cycle. To stay calm, to stay hidden, to stay Jedi. But Shmi Skywalker was still alive, for now, and the moment Anakin Skywalker flew toward Tatooine, Palpatine smiled. The trap was already waiting. The explosion shook the Jedi Temple to its bones. Smoke curled through the sacred halls. Bodies lay still. And somewhere deep inside Anakin Skywalker's mind, a memory that did not belong to him roared awake. He saw it all, the trial, the expulsion. Ahsoka walking away, the pain, the fall, the mask. Anakin staggered with gripping a pillar. No, not again. He knew the script. He knew the players. And this time, he refused to follow the path. While the Council scrambled and the Republic pointed fingers, Anakin moved like a storm. He bypassed protocol. He bypassed Obi-Wan. He went straight to the one name buried in his future memories, Barriss Offee. He found her in the temple archives, calm, composed, hiding behind devotion. But Anakin's eyes burned with something ancient and furious. You did this, he said quietly, and I remember every second of it. Barriss froze. Skywalker, you don't understand. I understand more than you ever will. He didn't strike her. He didn't shout. He simply lifted her with the Force and walked through the corridors, past stunned Padawans, past frozen masters, straight into the High Council chamber, where Ahsoka stood accused, head bowed, ready to be cast out. Anakin dropped Barriss before the council. "Here is your bomber," he said, "not my Padawan." Her gasps. Silence. Mace Windu rose. Yoda's eyes narrowed. Barriss, trembling, broke. The confession spilled out. The corruption, the war, the Jedi's failures, the bombing, all of it. Ahsoka stared at Anakin, tears rising. "Master, how did you know?" Anakin's jaw tightened. He couldn't answer. Because somewhere in the shadows of the Senate, a hooded figure felt the future shift, and Darth Sidious smiled coldly. The game had changed. The order came at sunset. Execute Order 66. Across the galaxy, clone troopers froze. Hands twitched toward triggers. Chips burned in their skulls. But Anakin Skywalker had already moved. On Coruscant, Captain Rex felt a stranger's hand grip his shoulder and a needle slide into his neck. The chip went dark. Rex blinked, free. "General, how did you?" "No time," Anakin barked. "Save your brothers. Pull the chips now." Pre-recorded warnings flooded every Jedi comm. Master Plo Koon banked hard. His clones woke confused, not deadly. Ayla Secura turned before the blaster fired. Ki-Adi-Mundi survived Megiddo. Yoda walked off Kashyyyk untouched. The Purge stalled, and in the Senate Rotunda, Sheev Palpatine sat on his throne, waiting for the death of a galaxy that refused to die. The doors exploded inward. Anakin Skywalker walked through the smoke, blue saber lit, eyes burning, robe scorched. "You," he said, "I know what you are." Palpatine's smile cracked. "Anakin, my boy, don't." Red lightning erupted from the Chancellor's fingers, but Anakin caught it on his blade. Shoving it back, furniture shattered. Senators screamed and fled. Palpatine's face twisted, wrinkled, monstrous, unmasked at last. "You think you can stop destiny?" the Sith Lord hissed. "I made you." "No," Anakin growled, advancing through the lightning. "You made Vader, and I killed him before he was born." Their sabers crashed, blue against red, in the heart of the Republic. Above them, the Senate cameras broadcast everything. Live to trillions of worlds. The galaxy watched its Chancellor reveal himself as a Sith, and the Clone Wars ended in a single screaming heartbeat. The rain on Coruscant never reached the upper levels, but that night, something colder did. High above the Endless City, in a private office lit only by the red glow of a setting sun, Chancellor Palpatine sat behind his desk. He was waiting. He had been waiting for 13 years, and tonight, at last, the trap was ready to close. Anakin Skywalker stepped through the doors. The young Jedi's boots echoed across the polished floor. His cloak was heavy with the dust of war. His eyes were tired. His mind was louder than the room around him. Padma, the dream, the screaming, the death he could not stop. Palpatine smiled, gentle as a grandfather. "Anakin, my boy, you look troubled." "I came to talk," Anakin said quietly. "Of course, sit, please." But Anakin did not sit. He stood in the center of that long, dark room, and for a long moment he just listened. Not to Palpatine, to the Force. He listened the way Obi-Wan had once taught him to listen, before the war, before the medals, before the secrets. And the Force was screaming. It was screaming about the man behind the desk. "Anakin?" Palpatine's voice was softer now, concerned, practiced. "What is it?" "I had a dream," Anakin said, "about my wife. She dies in childbirth, and no one can save her." His voice cracked, just a little. "No Jedi, no healer, no one." Palpatine leaned forward, his pale hands folded on the desk. "I have told you of before, my friend. There are ways. Powers the Jedi will not teach you. Powers that can keep the ones you love from slipping away." Anakin lifted his head. "Tell me about Darth Plagueis," he said. And Palpatine, Sidious, the patient hunter, the man who had shaped this boy since childhood, believed he had won. He began the story, the old, careful story. The Sith who could cheat death, the apprentice who killed him in his sleep. And as he spoke, his voice grew lower, warmer, hungrier. He watched Anakin's face the whole time. He waited for the crack, the hunger, the yes. But Anakin was not looking at him anymore. Anakin was looking past him, at the window, at the reflection in the dark glass, And in that reflection, for 1/2 second, he saw something else. A face beneath the face, yellow eyes, rotted skin, a grin too wide to be human. Anakin's heart stopped. He had seen that face before, in nightmares he could not explain, in whispers during meditation, in the strange cold that filled the Senate chamber whenever the Chancellor walked in. Force had been trying to tell him for years, and tonight, finally, he heard it. And that, my boy, is why the Jedi fear the dark side, Palpatine was saying. They fear what they cannot control. They fear men like us. Anakin's hand drifted toward his belt. Master, he said softly, there is no Darth Plagueis story, is there? Palpatine paused, just for a heartbeat. What do you mean, Anakin? There is only you. The room went very, very still, and then Palpatine smiled. A real smile this time, slow, cold, pleased. Clever boy, he whispered. You always were the brightest of them. He stood. The kind old man was gone. What rose from that chair was something ancient, something that had been hiding inside a senator's smile for half a century. And in his sleeve, a lightsaber hummed to life, crimson, hungry. If you will not join me, Sidious hissed, then you will die with the rest of them. He lunged. Anakin's blue blade snapped up just in time. The two sabers crashed together with a sound like thunder splitting a temple. Sparks exploded across the office. Glass shattered. The great window behind the desk cracked from edge to edge as the Force itself bent around them. Sidious was fast. Faster than anything Anakin had ever fought. He moved like a shadow with teeth. Every strike was a question, and every question was meant to break him. Your wife will die screaming. Your children will be ash, clang. And the Jedi? The Jedi already trust you less than they trust a clone. Anakin staggered back. Each word was a blade of its own. Because each word was almost true. He had felt the Council's suspicion. He had felt Obi-Wan's worry. He had felt Padme's fear when he came home with that look in his eyes. Sidious knew. Sidious had always known. That was the trap. But tonight, Anakin was not alone. The office doors hissed open behind him. Skygu, Ahsoka Tano came through the smoke at a dead run. Twin blades igniting mid-stride. One white, both burning like stars. She had felt it through their bond. The fear, the rage, the wrongness. She had not waited for permission. She had not called the Council. She had come for her master. Sidious' yellow eyes widened. The first time in 1,000 years, a Sith Lord saw something he had not planned for. The little Togruta, he sneered. How touching. Get away from him, Ahsoka growled. And then they moved as one. Master and apprentice. Brother and sister in everything but blood. They had fought together across 100 worlds, through droid armies, slave camps, burning cruisers, frozen moons. They knew each other's steps the way dancers know a song. Anakin went high. Ahsoka came low. Sidious had to split his attention for the first time in his life. He was still winning. Lightning erupted from his fingers. Blue, screaming, alive. It caught Ahsoka full in the chest and threw her into the far wall. She crumpled, smoke rising from her tunic. She did not get up. Ahsoka! And something inside Anakin Skywalker broke. But it did not break toward the dark. Not this time. This time the rage had somewhere clean to go. Because this time the monster in front of him was the monster. Not Mace Windu, not the Council, not the Jedi who doubted him. The real enemy, standing right there, lightning in his hands. Anakin stopped thinking. He let go. The Force came through him like a flood through a broken dam. Not the cold pull of the dark, the wide, blinding light of the prophecy itself. Every life Sidious had ever stolen. Every world he had poisoned. Every child taken from a Jedi creche to die in a war he had built. All of it screamed through Anakin at once, and Anakin screamed back. His blue blade moved faster than Sidious could read. The crimson saber came up, too slow. The blue blade went through it, through the hilt, through the hand, through the chest of Darth Sidious, Dark Lord of the Sith, architect of the galaxy's long nightmare. The yellow eyes went wide, the smile froze, and the man who would have been emperor slid off the end of a Jedi's blade and crumpled to the floor of his own office. Silence. Real silence. The kind that comes after a storm has finally passed. Anakin stood over the body, breathing hard. the blue light of his saber painting his face. He did not feel triumph, he did not feel power, he felt quiet. For the first time in years, the screaming in his head was gone. The Force exhaled. Across the galaxy in that exact moment, things changed that no one would understand for months. On Utapau, a clone commander named Cody received an order, and the order never came. On Kashyyyk, blasters that should have turned on Yoda stayed silent. On Felucia, Aayla Secura kept walking, and her troopers kept walking behind her. The chips were still there, the plan was still there. But the voice that would have spoken the words "Execute Order 66" was lying dead on a Coruscant floor. The Empire was never born. Anakin staggered to Ahsoka's side and dropped to his knees. She was breathing, barely. Burned, bruised, alive, he pulled her gently into his arms and pressed his forehead to hers. "Snips," he whispered. "Snips, stay with me. Stay with me." Her eyes flickered open. She tried to smile. It came out crooked. "Told you," she rasped. "You needed me." He laughed. He sobbed. He held her tighter. Far across the city, in a quiet apartment by a wide window, Padme Amidala suddenly stood up from her seat. Her hand went to her stomach. The twins had kicked at the same time. Both of them hard, as if something enormous had just passed over the galaxy. She did not know what it was. She only knew that the fear she had carried for weeks, the cold weight that had sat behind her heart every time Anakin walked out the door, was gone. She whispered his name, and somewhere, somehow, she felt him whisper back. But the night was not over, because in the burning office above the city, alarms were beginning to wail. Senate guards were rushing the lifts. Holonet cameras were already turning toward 500 Republica. And in a war room on the other side of the planet, a Jedi Master named Mace Windu was staring at a security feed in stunned silence, watching a young knight kneel beside his wounded Padawan over the corpse of the Supreme Chancellor of the Republic. Mace Windu picked up his comlink. His voice was very, very quiet. "Get me Obi-Wan Kenobi, now." Anakin had saved the galaxy. Now he had to convince it.